Hi gorgeous! Today I'm showing you how to recreate this beautiful pinky purple smoky eye using the new Too Faced Chocolate Bun Buns palette, and I'll also be giving you my full review at the end of the video. First shade I'm taking from this palette is Almond Truffle, and I'm applying this lightly into the crease. A little bit goes a long way with this eyeshadow, any of these eyeshadows for that matter, because they are extremely pigmented. And after that, I'm going back with a blank brush and diffusing the harsh edges of that eyeshadow in the crease. Next, I'm taking Bordeaux. Such a beautiful color. Reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek's Cherry Cola. I think that's the name of the eyeshadow. I'm taking the smallest amount of this and applying it onto the outer third of the lid and starting to blend it into the inner half, but not all the way. Then I'm taking the shade Cotton Candy and using this on the inner half of the lid and blending it into Bordeaux. Now if this is just too pink for you, you could also go with the shade Sprinkles from this palette for a lighter pink look. And I also went back with a little bit more of Bordeaux and used that to blend the colors together. Then I'm taking a small amount of black Currant on a fluffy brush and applying this into the outer V, really buffing it out. And to help blend these colors together a little bit better, I went back with more of our crease color and blended over the edges. And finally, I went back with the shade Dark Truffle, tiniest amount of this eyeshadow because it is so super pigmented, and I use this to deepen up the outer V a little bit more. I'm adding a brown eyeliner onto the waterline. This is Max Teddy. And then I went back with Almond Truffle, the first shade we used in this look, and smudged that along the lower lash line. And to complete the eyes, I'm adding in a pair of false eyelashes from KoKo Lashes, and these are in the style Risque. And that's your completed look, perfect for Valentine's Day. And if you're interested in anything I used on my face, I will have everything listed for you below. So what did I think about this palette overall? First, I'll show you what it looks like up close with swatches so you can get a better idea of how the palette looks. There are 16 eyeshadows within the Too Faced Bun Buns palette in a mixture of matte and shimmer finishes, with a majority of the eyeshadows being more warm toned than cool toned. There are a few cool toned eyeshadows in here, but a majority of them are warmer tones. Within this palette, you are also given that same familiar chocolate scent that was included with the first two chocolate bar palettes, but I feel like in the Bun Buns palette, it's a little bit different. It's lighter by comparison with the first two. It doesn't hit you in the face the second that you open the palette. And I rather like that because for me, the smell got to be a little bit too much in the first two palettes. But to each her own, I always say. As far as pigmentation goes, each one of these eyeshadows performs extremely well. Very buttery, easy to work with, very easy to blend as you saw in today's tutorial. I love the color range that Too Faced selected within this palette. All of these colors are extremely compatible between one another. The only eyeshadow that I felt like I didn't really care for out of the whole mix was Cashew Chew. And that's because it is one of those rather light shades in this palette. It didn't show up on me that well, and I had a lot of trouble just working with it in general to get it to show up on me. So I feel like that's one eyeshadow that out of this entire palette I probably will never use. Other than that, I love the versatility that's within this palette. The shade range is excellent. It is one of the palettes that I packed with me on my trip to Georgia for Christmas, and I promise you, 6 out of the 9 days that I was up in Georgia, I was wearing this palette. It was one that I just kept going back to, and to me that says a lot. When I'm using a palette a lot on my personal time, that means it's a really excellent palette. So I cannot recommend this one enough to you. Let me know what you think about the Too Faced Bon Bons palette, if you have picked it up, or if it's one that you are considering, or if it's one that you looked at and said, not for me. Would love to hear your opinion on this palette either way. And if you would like to see another look with this palette, please let me know, because I have so many that I have created with this palette. It's ridiculous, and I would love to do another look for you, so let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this helpful today, and I will see you again next time.